So we're now going to be looking at Judgment. I have had to completely cover the bottom because the bottom half of the card is men and women and children rising up from their graves with their arms outstretched, looking up to Archangel Gabriel. But each of the figures in the card, they're all naked, so I have had to cover it. So we're nearly at the end of the journey now. And here, in the presence of Judgment, everything suddenly makes sense. So when we look back over our life and what we've been through, with the challenges and the lessons that we've had to face and how we've grown as well, it makes sense now why we had to go through all of that, as it's all of the previous stages and the lessons that we went through that has prepared us for the moment of the Judgment card, where we truly understand who we're meant to be and that we have a higher purpose in life. So Judgment speaks about a spiritual awakening where we reach a higher level of consciousness and understanding. It's where we recognise who we are destined to be and our higher purpose within our life. So Judgment talks about spiritual awakening, a higher level of consciousness, a higher purpose, reckoning, self-evaluation. It can indicate a major life decision, or you may even be at a crossroads. So looking at the symbolism on the Judgment card, I've had to just put another card at the very bottom because there's too many people to cover. But just to explain, down here there are men, women and children rising from their graves with their arms outstretched, looking upwards to the skies. They are all naked, and it was just too difficult to cover them all individually without it just all being covered anyway. So the angel on the card, often seen as Archangel Gabriel, blowing a trumpet, which is displaying a banner with a red cross. So the angel represents a divine messenger and the call to a higher consciousness. The trumpet symbolises a wake-up call, summoning individuals to self-evaluate and spiritual awakening. The red cross signifies resurrection and the union of spirit and matter. So still looking at the trumpet here, the trumpet sound calls the souls to rise, signalling a moment of truth and reckoning. It invites reflection and prompts individuals to face their actions and their consequences. So the rising figures that are down here that I've had to cover, they're all rising from their coffins, and they're all naked to symbolise their vulnerability and their purity. So the figures represent souls being awakened from the dead, symbolising renewal, resurrection and a fresh start. As said before, their nudity suggests purity, honesty, vulnerability and the stripping away of pretenses, facing the truth of their existence. The coffins, which you cannot see on the land down here that the figures rise from, they symbolise the past, the limitations and the end of old ways. The fact that they're rising from them represents leaving behind past mistakes and moving towards a new beginning. The mountains in the background, in the distance, they represent the trials and challenges that have been overcome and the continued journey of personal and spiritual growth. They signify that while a significant transformation has occurred, the path of growth and enlightenment continues. Then coming back up to this white flag here, with the red cross that the angel's holding on the trumpet. The red cross is a symbol of protection, sacrifice and salvation. It signifies the divine nature of the call to judgment and the blending of spiritual and earthly matters. So that's the symbolism for the judgment card, and I'll post a video later on today with the meanings if it was to come up in a reading.